There is so much big news out of America now, but perhaps the story with the biggest long-term impact is this. The progressive left has come another step further to their dream of essentially erasing the United States' southern border from the map. And using words like tolerance and compassion and America is a nation of immigrants, like a policeman's billy club to attack anyone who might object. Now, that is, of course, when they are not completely lying about what is going on altogether. What you're looking at right now is what is going on the southern border ever since a Trump-era measure known as Title 42, which allowed the U.S. government to send back migrants on health grounds, thanks COVID, expired Thursday night. Now, that footage courtesy there of Fox News LA's Bill Malugin and his drone team. But no one knows how many people will come across in the weeks and months ahead. However, Malugin himself reported that a record-setting 83,000 illegals crossed the border this week alone. That's more than 10,000 a day and equivalent to a full-capacity crowd at a Dallas Cowboys game. Yet, according to the Biden administration and its increasingly beleaguered spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre, everyone should move along. There's nothing to see here. At least that's the perception she would like to create.
Our message has been very clear for the past couple of weeks, especially as we've been putting this plan together, really for the past 2 years.
Yeah, think about that footage we saw there. And does this really look like a plan? I mean, here are scenes yesterday from where a crowd of Haitians was preparing to storm the border into Texas from Reynosa. And here is drone footage from a migrant camp near the U.S.-Mexican border where, according to reports, would-be migrants said they were getting ready to make their move as soon as Title 42 expired at the end of the week. Oh, and this happened at one of the major bridge crossings between Texas and Mexico a little over 48 hours ago. Yes, that was some video footage from a firefight between Mexican troops and drug cartels just on the Mexican side of the border. And exactly the sort of thing that a strong border is supposed to keep out of the United States. Meanwhile, on the U.S. side of things, migrants are whispering the magic word asylum and being released into the country, often never to be seen again. These scenes are in Brownsville, Texas, where a mass release had just taken place. At least they were taking place until a federal judge put a temporary halt to the plan to release virtually all comers into the community. And if you want to understand how this really is chaos by design, just have a listen to what Karine Jean-Pierre said when she was asked about the ruling.
Let me just say on the ruling that you just laid out to me. So look, the way we see that, it's sabotage. It's pure and simple. That's how that reads to us.
Yes, it's not the Biden administration letting Title 42 lapse. That is sabotage. It's a judge trying to restore order. Tell me how that works. Meanwhile, Border Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, the comical Ali of immigration, insists everything is going according to, yes, the plan.
We have said all along that this period of transition from using a public health authority to our traditional immigration authorities is going to be tough. It's going to be challenging. But we have a plan. We've been executing on our plan. It will take time, but we have confidence that our plan will work.
They've got a plan. Did you hear the man? Yes, it's all a part of the plan. Now, the ironic thing is that all these migrants are landing now, once they get across the border, in Democrat communities, big cities, and they're not happy there. Have a look at what people are saying on the south side of Chicago, which voted a whopping 97% for Biden in 2020.
These resources that have not come to us, now you want to overly compensate for people who never lived here before, and we need to be taken care of first and foremost before anything else happens here. Right.
Why would any leader put our black communities already riddled with crime at further risk by placing unvetted non-taxpayers steps away from our seniors, our children, and our homes we've worked so hard on our own to secure.
How long before CNN calls that guy a white nationalist? Right? Meanwhile, in New York, where the Democrat mayor who once declared the Big Apple a sanctuary city has now come under so much stress that it is now giving migrants bus tickets to Canada, well, now instead, homeless vets are being turfed from their accommodation to make way for the surge from the border. Let's give the last word on all this to former and possible future President Donald Trump, who had a thing or two to say about this travesty at a CNN town hall earlier this week.
You're going to have millions of people pouring into our country right now at a level that nobody's ever seen before. These people are sick. Anybody that wants this to happen to our country, they're destroying our country, and this should not be allowed to happen. How they're not going to do a version of Title 42 or my Title 42, which was tough. If people are sick and have infectious diseases and lots of other problems, we don't want them being into our country. We have enough problems right now. We have problems like we've never had in the history of our country.
But Mr.
Our country is being destroyed.
Pretty hard to argue with that.